Hello everyone and welcome back to another coup. This one is going to be a little different. As you all know, we are going to be having twins soon. So babies have been on my mind. Shocking, I know. So what do? I'm a Pokemon list maker. For the most part. Decisions. Okay, duh, we're talking about baby Pokemon today. One of the coolest additions that Gen 2 of Pokemon introduced was the ability to breed. The daycare also allowed Pokemon to level up with every step you took, but for some reason that stopped after Gen 6? I've never understood why. That was an easy way to train up weak Pokemon. Now they just show up at your picnic table like the Bombardier brother. Anyways, the baby Pokemon are defined as Pokemon obtainable by breeding / by egg, the lowest form in their family chain, and can't breed or be bred. Examples of this are Happiny, Badoo, and Toxel. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, though I will be including their whole lines in the rankings. The top 10 best and bottom 3 worst baby Pokemon. Yes, I'm counting some of the worst as well because I have words. And also because babies aren't all just cute and adorable. There are some ugly sides to having babies too. You know, the blowouts, the projectile vomiting, the crying at 3:14 a.m. and I'm off track. Been reading a lot of books. We will do 3 entries of the good ones, then 1 of the worst, then on and on. We will end on a positive note, promise. So let's go! Babies! Pokemon! Together! Okay, so I'm actually going to be talking about these 2 goobers together because they basically have the same development path. I just happen to like the Electabuzz line's designs better, so it got number 9. When I was like 5 years old playing Gen 1, I never got the mono evolutions. I never understood why some Pokemon could evolve and others couldn't. And it seemed like there were too many out of the original 150. Tangela, Mr. Mime, Magmar, Electabuzz, Farfetch, the Hitmons, Lickitung, Chansey, Jinx, literally 18 of them, over 10% of the original decks couldn't evolve, which was a huge mechanic that made Pokemon different from all the other series out there. And as of now, nearly all of them have gotten some kind of love. Some took longer than others, looking at you, Farfetch'd and Tauros, but Electabuzz and Magmar got something cool immediately after their original generation. While having a baby form didn't necessarily make Magmar and Electabuzz any stronger, that would come later, the added charm that Magby and Elekid provided was refreshing. Magma Baby, Electric Kid, they really leaned into the baby part of baby Pokemon. I guess since they're the bottom, there isn't too much to say about them other than they do their jobs better than the bottom 3 and the ones that didn't make either list. They are competent, no arguments, and help flesh out the eventual 3-stage evolutions that the lines got. Electivire and Magmortar are very good. I just prefer the other ones better, mostly because I haven't gotten the chance to use them that often, because they are item evolutions. I think I'm going to surprise a few people with my number 8 pick, though. I know some people don't really like Badoo because it's difficult to evolve. I know Josh had a time trying to evolve his when he went through BDSP, but I happen to like this little goober a bit. For one, I really and truly love the whole line. It's a complete story, and the baby and 3rd stage were introduced in the same gen, unlike the previous 2. Badoo really embraces the baby element of the line. It looks like Roselia's baby sister, like a seed just barely sprouted. And you can see the 2 little sprouts that will eventually become Roselia and Roserade's arms. Secondly, it's so flippin' cute! Look at that widow face, it's literally just 3 little lines and I love it so much. I want to decorate a cookie with that face. It bobs back and forth, it looks unbalanced, I just want to hug it. Spoilers, a lot of these entries will be gushing about how cute they are. Part of the nature of pregnancy hormones, really. And I'm 7 months along as I'm recording this. And finally, it has some pretty good abilities. Yes, the whole line does, but still, credit where credit is due.
Why not?
I'll tell you why not. It sucks and I hate it. This is the most disappointing random egg you could have gotten. Like the 2 eggs you got in Gen 2 were amazing and had the potential to be valuable assets to your team. And then you get a free egg in Lava Ridge and you're hoping it'll be something as good. Maybe it'll be a free Bagon. Or maybe something cute like Togepi was, like a Skitty or something. No.
No!
You got one of the hardest Pokemon to work with in single-player story mode. Wobbuffet was banned in competitive for being too good, I know, but I have never enjoyed the gimmick. The only good thing about the Wobbuffet line is the freaking lipstick. That's funny. And then they tried to make me like him by giving him a cute little baby form. I will not fall for it, Game Freak! Not to mention the fact that Wobbuffet was my least favorite Team Rocket companion Pokemon.
What did you say?
I admit I have petty reasons for hating this thing, but it's my list. Wahahaha. You knew this was coming. You knew it, I knew it, the twins knew it, and they aren't even out yet as I'm recording this. It's a Pokemon list with the possibility of something Pikachu related. It's going to happen. Pichu is another one of the babies introduced in Gen 2, which, I mean, duh. There was no way Game Freak was going to introduce the cute little baby mons without including the cute mascot's baby form. It even got a movie! Okay, a side movie. On its own, Pichu is fine. I like some of the moves it gets as a Badoo, and it fits just fine to the line. I kind of wish it had a bit of the orange or white that Raichu has to make it look a little more cohesive, but it's not necessary. The teeny weeny little body, the itty bitty tail, the diamond ears, it works. I don't gush over it as much as Badoo, but it had to be higher than it because, well, Pichu has kind of almost turned into its own thing. With the inclusion of Pichu in Smash, the first time around was as a joke, I swear, but the latest game have made him a bit more usable. Some folks like him more than the former Chungus. I miss Fat Pikachu, guys. It was cute, and I had a plushie of it that I carried around everywhere as a kid. My main question is, why wasn't Pichu the mascot of the eggs instead of Togepi? Because, I mean, you already have Pikachu as the mascot. Why not make Pichu the forerunner of the eggs? I don't know where that decision was made. Was it because of the anime? I don't understand. Gonna be real here. I wasn't expecting this guy to get so high up, considering I kind of find the evolutions a little meh, but here we are. Tyrogue was another one of the, hey, there are too many mono evolutions, let's fix it, babies. But instead of fixing just one, he fixes two, and adds a third one to the family. I'm not here to bash Hitmontop, no matter how much I ask myself why. I'm here to praise Tyrogue. It's a well-known headcanon, if not actually a fact, that Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee were locally named after Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, even though to my knowledge Jackie Chan doesn't box. And while Hitmontop does not follow that trend, Tyrogue kind of does. In my head, he's named after Mike Tyson. I mean, notice how he doesn't have any ears.
Boo! You stink!
Okay, bad joke, I know. In any case, I give Tyrogue a lot of credit for unifying two Pokemon people swore should have been related, adding a third, continuing the name trend, and actually having a really cool evolution gimmick based on stats. We didn't have gimmicks like these much back then, just trading in stones, then daytime and nighttime. So a stat-based evolution I thought was pretty genius. It's better than using a specific move in a specific mode in Legends Arceus a bajillion times or turning around a billion times while they hold on to an item and do Leon's stupid pose. Stop it, Game Freak. As cute as this guy is, he's already built with a diaper and that's going to get triggering in a few months. So let's scoot past the adorable design, shall we? Okay, I can't fully scoot past it. Look at its face, its droopy little grumpy face. It looks like baby Barney the dinosaur after only 2 hours of sleep and he has a presentation in the morning. Anyways, back to it. Toxel is brilliant. This line's typing is absolutely beautiful. Poison and electric are two amazing offensive types, and the evolutions play with the concept of a baby growing into a teenager so well. I think it was Fawful's minion who made the observation that they are 4 times weak to ground because you ground teenagers. Just effing brilliant, I tell you. Toxel and Toxtricity are some of the most innovative Pokemon in a long time, and a welcome addition to the baby club. Yeah, if I remember right, Toxel is the first baby to be introduced post-Gen 4. I could be remembering wrong, but if I'm right, then what a comeback. If I had to choose a Toxtricity form I like better, I'd go with Low-Key since it suits my battle style more. And I love the moves it gets. And the Gigantamax is just icing on the staticky, toxic, icky cake. Ooh, gross. Okay, so, Disappointment Central, you waddle yourself into the spotlight and explain yourself. Bonsley, I don't care, was the first Gen 4 Pokemon we saw in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This baby Pokemon pre-evolution to a Pokemon that didn't even need it because it was a gosh dang gimmick. Sudowoodo is a joke Pokemon. It's a wiggly tree that's made of rock because haha, petrified wood. Why did this get a baby form that was the first Gen 4 Pokemon introduced? Yeah, the name fits because Bonds lied to us about how good it might be. Not to mention the fact that when you do get it in the game, it was hard to evolve because who would think that you would need to know Mimic to evolve? Who uses Mimic on a regular run of the game? I would have never evolved mine if I didn't have a cheat sheet or something because I never keep Mimic. But then that's not really a problem when I would never catch this thing at all. I hate its whiny little face. I hate its little diaper looking thing. I hate its evolution. I just hate this little twerp. So, full disclosure, I love the Chansey line, but I cannot use them. There's just a block in my brain where I'm just like, how do egg with egg pouch? How do eggception? I can't, never mind. Anyways, Happiny is cute, and I wish I could use it, but I can't, so I just have to love it from a distance. Chansey is perhaps one of the most obvious Pokemon to have a baby form, except Kangaskhan. Why has that not happened? Because it comes built with an egg. Blissey is the same deal. It carries an egg with it, full of happiness and healing, blah blah blah. So when Happined, it wasn't even a surprise. What was a surprise was how freaking cute this thing is. The little hairdo, the cute little Shirley Temple cheekies, just perfection. And we all know how good the line is. One of the best walls in the game, even if it was unbearably hard to find and catch in the first few generations. Why is it only number 4 though? Frankly, the evolution progression doesn't stay consistent. Oval Stone from Happiny to Chansey, then Happiness from Chansey to Blissey, which is a little frustrating. And since Chansey honestly didn't need the baby form, but this one was so obvious it's like, why bother? I kind of docked it a couple points there too. I mean, it's really just ripping off... No, not this one! Ugh, this is what I get for rethinking and rearranging my lists. My jokes don't flow anymore, dang it! Mild disappointment and my indecisiveness aside, Munchlax is really freaking adorable. Like, he's just a round and chumby boy, and I'm so happy he exists. His adorable little snaggle teeth, his cute little paws and feetses, his design is simple and effective, and you know exactly whose son he is. Snorlax is one of the rare mono evolutions that I never thought needed more. It was already one of the strongest Pokemon with amazing HP, attack, and special defense. I kind of considered it one of the pseudo-legendaries of Gen 1, even though it wasn't actually. It was already a beast to take out if you didn't know what you were doing, and has lots of stalling and annoyance capabilities, along with being a powerhouse. But then Gen 4 came along, and if you didn't find Bonsly in XD Gale of Darkness, Munchlax was the first Gen 4 Pokemon you got to see. And finding out that some of our favorite Pokemon were getting new additions, some desperately needed, some not, I'm looking at you, Girolicky, was really exciting. I think Munchlax helped revive Snorlax's popularity with his small and approachable nature. You could have a plushie of Munchlax and a bed of Snorlax. Look at this, you could use this thing as a bed. So the question is, if all of this has been positive, why is it only number 3? Because Munchlax is one of the hardest effing Pokemon to effing find in the effing series, and I just want to cry like my little teeny bopper self did in 2006 when I put honey on every tree and nothing. Accessibility matters, people. That one. Yes, Happiny rips off that one. Here we go. That was easy, just took an extra segment for me to finish the joke. See, Togepi is the progenitor. The original egg-shaped lovable ball of cuteness and happiness that eventually evolves into a special tank of destruction. And this one I know how to use, so bonus points. The concept of eggs was brand new in Gen 2. Pokemon getting busy and making babies, though they tried to cover it up by saying no one knows where they come from, which makes sense when your main trainers are 10 years old. They probably lied to shelter the kitties, but falls apart when you get older though. Anyways, Togepi is also one of my favorite examples of the Chaos Potato. Teeny little adorable Pokemon who could just pull Hyper Beam out of their bums with Metronome. Believe you me, it was so fun to put Togepi against the ghost types of Morty and watch them be Shadow Balled to death with nothing they could do against the normal type. Yes, that actually happened. I got 2 Shadow Balls in a row with Metronome. Finally, the line is pretty solid. I'll admit they were lackluster in the first 2 generations they appeared in, but as soon as Togekiss showed up, bam! Death has come to town and it's got wiggly little feeties. I enjoy the wide move pool and adorableness of all 3 Eggs of Joy. It's good stuff. Some of you may not agree with this. Some of you will have forgotten this thing even exists, which I feel should launch it up to number 1 on principle, but I digress. But I don't think that there's ever been a clearer, more crystallized case of why does this exist than this thing.
Jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring.
There's one thing I hate, all the noise. Yes, the little Christmas ornament of doom, Xingling. I feel a little bad that I put it on the suckiest podium ever because I don't feel the same vitriol towards it that I do with Wynot and Bonsly. First, unlike the other two, I actually think it's pretty cute. The sweet eyes and smile, the little bow, the stubby arms, all adorable. It looks like it wants to be alive, unlike Bonsly, and its smile is cute rather than annoying, like Wynot. But really, it's down to how it plays, and Xingling and Chimecho are not very good. Chimecho's stat total is laughable, only at 425 until Gen 7, then 455 onwards, which is pretty darn pitiful for what once was a Mono Evolution Psychic type. The move pool is shallow. None of the base stats go over 100. Also, why do you only evolve it at night? People hate wind chimes at night when they're trying to sleep. Other than just the novelty of having a cute wind chime or being like James from the anime, what even is the point of using one? Xingling is number 1 because there was no saving its grown-up form. And it's much more disappointing because Chimecho is a much cooler design and concept than Sudowoodo, so it's an even bigger letdown. Now I'm just sad. Someone pass the cookies. Ooh, wonder what this could be. Who is frickin' surprised? Jokes aside, I enjoy both Lucario and Mewtwo, even though one is clearly a prototype Echo Fighter to the other, but once again, I digress. Riolu and Lucario deserve all the love and praise for being such good puppos. Consistently, these little blue masked vigilantes of Chi have been useful, powerful, and a delight to have on any team. Firstly, Lucario itself is just brilliant, and he serves as Maylene's trump card at a decently early gym in the game. He really exemplifies the new physical special split, and shows the players that they could no longer take for granted that fighting meant all physical. His typing, Fighting Steel, gives him great offensive options while still being incredibly defensive. Lucario is legitimately one of the best Pokemon of all time, so it is fair to assume his baby form is just as amazing. And he is! You get a free Riolu from Riley on Steel Island after you boot Team Galactic out of his favorite training grounds. I don't recall if this is mandatory, so you could be missing out on one of the best Pokemon in the game if you didn't know. But the reward is worth it. Then, you also can catch Wild Riolu very early on in Black and White 2. And thank your lucky Jirachis for that, because Sharon is hard. With Riolu by your side, you have a fighting chance. Lol, fighting. I'm so funny. And then you still get an amazing Pokemon for the rest of the journey. Seriously, I don't know why you wouldn't want to use it the whole game. And finally, I'm a sucker for dogs. Any dog, really. So you make one of the best Pokemon in the game into Bluey's badass shoulder cousins, and I just... take my money. Take it all, please. I just want one. I love it. And thus, we have come to the end, my friends. I gotta go. Probably to give birth. Did you know that 60% of twin pregnancies are premature? And that full term for single babies is 40 weeks, but full term for twins is 37 weeks? Twin science is really cool, guys. Like, for example, when they're out of the womb, the babies won't wake each other up. They're used to each other's noise.